Hello everyone, my name is Sierra, and this is Sierra the Book Addict, and today we're going to be talking about the books I'm going to be reading in October. So, I did not finish Outlander. I got exhausted from reading all of those books, so I stopped on book 8. So I will be picking those up next year, so I won't be mentioning any more Outlander for the rest of 2022. And I'm hoping to get 8 and 9 read next year, but I'm not planning on specifically when, just because they are big and they are thick. And I'm just getting mentally exhausted. And there are so many other things that I would enjoy reading more at the moment than that. So, I'm doing very small books, except for one exception, for the rest of the year. So, my friend Paige from Paige's Page, she's doing a chunk along where she's reading Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell this month. And I happened to just find this in a thrift store on Saturday. So, as you can see, it's a big boy. It's like 1,000 pages. They do have a Discord for it, and I think Paige has a thing on her channel about it. I'm going to be tabbing this baby up and reading it, but I do not think I'll be able to make it throughout the entire month, because that's a lot of commitment. But, so my plan is I'm going to be paging exactly the way Paige paged it in hers. But I'll be trying to get this done within the next 3 months. So by the end of the year, hopefully I will have this guy done. So that is my plan for that. But after this guy, no more big books. And what I consider big, nothing under 400, nothing over 400 pages. Just because my brain. So then maybe not even 400, maybe I'll just try and read 300 and less pages. So I went through my physical TBR that I have, and I picked out 7 books that kind of fit that. I mean, there are others that are in their 300s, but these guys I would like to prioritize, so we'll see. And also, I do have a lot of things on my Kindle, but most of my Kindle is, series books, so I usually just have 1 or 2 in the first series, but I don't want to start more series than I have to, so I'm just going to try and get a lot of novels and standalones for the next 3 months, just because I feel like I've read a lot of series this year, and I feel like, I don't want to pressure myself into starting something, but we'll see. I say that now, but then I bet I will start something else, but we'll see. So the first one that I pulled from my shelf, now I think I've hauled most of these, but anyway, we'll just duck. So anyway, the first one is Catch Me If You Can by Frank W. Abagnale. Now this is after Catch Me If You Can, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorite Leo movies ever. And I'm going to read the book. It's very short. And I actually found this for $1. And I'm curious to see the difference between the book and the movie. Let's just get the books right here. Anyway, and so maybe I'll end up watching the movie. I know some of these do have movies, so maybe I'll do that and see what the comparison is. But yeah, it's a short little guy. And it's probably going to be one of my only non-fictional books of the year. I think I'm sort of up to like 11% for the whole year, so yeah. Got that guy. Then we have another one that's based off of a movie. And this one is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle. I love this movie. Now, if you were around during the 90s, sorry, I need to sit down. A lot of people actually had a lot of nightmares, were afraid of this movie. I didn't even know it was a book for years. I think it's pretty much based as the movie exactly, but we'll see. I might rewatch it, and also I'm gonna read this. It's a very short little guy. I like the cover. I kind of wish it was a little bit more, something more, but it's fine. I'm very excited actually to get to this. And yeah, I'm so actually excited. And I might watch the movie, so that'll be fun. But yeah, that's guy. Oh, so if I didn't tell you, I'm really dumb. So Jacqueline Strange and Mr. Norrell is about two magicians, and they're kind of like epic battle between the two of them. So that's exciting. Count to Me If You Can is a true story about Frank Abagnale, who when he was 18 years old, after the divorce of his parents, he started scamming people by pretending he was a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer, and forging checks, and forging a lot of things to get a dream life that he never thought was possible at a very young age. And how the FBI caught him. So it's a great book. It's a great movie. And this one is a fantasy of a unicorn, where she's trying to find other unicorns, and she meets a wizard and a peasant lady, and they go to this castle where this prince and I think he's like a king, I don't remember, to live, and they have the secret to why the unicorns are all disappearing. So yeah, that's that guy. And then we have Everything I Never Told You by Celeste. Now I've read Little Fires Everywhere, and so next month I might actually read Little Fires Everywhere. We'll see. But anyway, this one I actually don't know that much about it. So it says Lydia is dead, but they don't know this yet. So begins this quest novel about a Chinese American family living in the 1970s small town Ohio. Lydia is the favorite child of Marilyn and James Lee, and her parents are determined that she will fulfill the dreams they were unable to pursue. But when Lydia's body is found at the local lake, the delicate balancing act that has been keeping the Lee family together is destroyed, tumbling them into chaos. Ooh, that sounds great. And it looks like it's a book of the year for the New York Times Book Review. And I don't think there's an adaptation to this. If someone knows, please let me know. But yeah, it's a little short guy. I'm actually very excited. I really loved Little Flowers Everywhere, and I do have it, so yeah. I'm excited to get to that. Then another one is In My Luggage by Gerald Durrell. Now, if you are a PBS fan, you would have watched the Durrells in Corfu. That is basically who Gerald Durrell is. If you don't know, he was an English child growing up in England, but his family decided to go to Corfu, which is an island off Greece, to kind of have a more interesting life, essentially. And so his books of his childhood in Corfu are very popular, known as the Corfu trilogy. This is one of his adult books, and probably the only adult book I own, so I'm going to assume back this is probably the second nonfiction that I have, but this may also be considered fiction. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to read this guy. Super short. I do have the other two. I need the third one, but I have them all on my Kindle, so I can actually just read those. So I might do that in November as well. We'll see. But yeah, I like the cover. It's very, very pretty. And if you couldn't tell, he was obsessed with animals, and so his whole childhood was kind of like being a natural historian as a child, kind of discovering the natural world of Corfu. And these are some of his stories as an adult, so that's kind of cool. And then the next one I've read before, so this is a reread, and it's the Guernsey Literary and Preopie Society, and it is a Netflix adaptation. I have not seen it. I do have it on my Netflix, but I'm also very bad at remembering to watch things on Netflix. And so I have read this before. This is a World War II, after World War II kind of letter from a woman that is, she makes all these friends on the island of Guernsey, I believe it is. And, she learns about the occupation of, their island during World War II, and she's a writer, so they go back and forth, and they're all letters, which is super fun. And this is one of the best books I've read. It's so fun. But I haven't read it in a long time, so that'd be great. So next is my only hardback of this edition, hardback in this whole pile, would be Red as a Bone by Jacqueline Woodson. I am super excited for this guy. So I actually got this for $2, and it's from the Chappaquay Library. Somehow it ended up all the way here, which is interesting. And it says 2 families from different social classes are joined together by an unexpected pregnancy and a child that it produces, moving forward and backward in time with the power of poetry and emotional richness of a narrative 10 times its length. That sounds so good, actually. And it's super short. I cannot wait. So yeah, that's that. And so the last book I'm attempting is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Now I'm interested in this so much because, number one, I never thought I'd be reading a Colleen Hoover book ever. But this one just sounded interesting, and also I kind of like the cover. It's very fall-esque. It is a bit thicker. It is like 300 compared to the other ones, but I'm pretty quick. 300-page books are not that bad for me. It's when you get to the 500-700 mark where I'm like, okay, it's starting to dull and go on and on and on, depending on how good it is. So, yeah. So this one is, let's see. Lowen Ashlyn is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of her lifetime. Jeremy Crawford has been a best-selling author. Verity Crawford has hired Lowen to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Lowen arrives at the Crawford home, ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Lo doesn't expect is to uncover the chaotic office of an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night her family was forever altered. Lowen decides to keep the manuscript hidden from Jeremy, knowing its contents could be devastating to an already grieving father. As Lowen's feelings for Jeremy begin to intensify, she reckons all the ways she could benefit he were to read his wife's words. After all, no matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, the truth is horrifying would make it impossible for him to continue loving her. Oh, now that sounds great, honestly. So I'm actually very excited. So this is kind of like a thriller. So just perfect for this kind of month. Which I don't read a lot of thrillers, but I do have a bunch on my TBR. I just haven't gotten to them. So if you can recommend any more thrillers, I would be so appreciative. I'm just going to move you a little bit. But anyway, that is kind of the plans for October. These will possibly go into October into November, but we'll see. So I am going to my Goodreads list and kind of looking at the short books on there, trying to get a bunch off of the TBR. So yeah, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. But I would like to thank you for coming to join me today and to just kind of hang out. And I hope y'all have a great afternoon. If you could please like and subscribe to this video for more. And in the future, my wrap-ups for the last 4 months will be coming up shortly. But just let me be patient, please. Okay, so thank you again, and I will see y'all later. Bye!